Alright guys, so today I wanted to talk about UAP and UFO, but most importantly, the fact that there are so many technologies that the secret government, or the UAP control group as I like to call them, is aware of, that we're not allowed to have, that allows them to stay in control and allows them to treat the rest of us as if we were bugs. Now, one could say people wielding such incredible power could just decide to just kill us all, but thankfully, for some reason, there are at least enough of them that don't want us dead, so we get to live. But we don't really get to thrive. Anyway, as you guys know, when I make these videos, I'm not here to belittle or to make people feel small for their experiences. And again, one of the reasons why I ask so many questions is because I don't fully know the perfect truth. I mean, there's so many small facets of this. You know, imagine a cube with millions of different faces on it, you know? There's so many aspects to this thing that makes it hard to understand. But some people have one experience and other people have another experience, so what's going on, right? Some people believe in mermaids, some people believe in Bigfoot, some people believe in aliens, some people believe in ghosts, angels, demons. But from what I've been able to see is all of these things are somehow connected, and that's why I say UAP. It is unidentifiable, all-encompassing, or all-domain, right, phenomena, because it involves pretty much everything. And the reason why no particular group is able to ever get anywhere is because everybody has their own idea of what's going on, and at the end of the day, all of these things are one thing, but we just can't really figure out what it is. But the best way to go after it, to get after it, as Chris Cuomo would say, is to look at the details, follow the money, and follow the things, the facts that we really can prove. And we know that there are patents out there of technologies, such as I said before. There's two technologies which are extremely important at the moment, which is, one is teletransportation, which is where you can take the atoms of one object, basically take them apart, send them through a wire, or even possibly through the air, since most of us that are in the fringe believe in the ether, and then make them basically almost get 3D printed on the other side, because you map out all the points and you know exactly how to reproduce it. And this technology here, the teletransportation, would be able to solve the problem of the soul. What is the soul? Because when you put one of these machines, and they said that there is one in Hawaii, but there's been others that have created it, and again, Mandela affected out of our way of thinking. This, when you put a creature in this machine, it appears on the other side as dead, and yet perfectly formed, which means that the soul is not being transferred through this. The only way to keep the soul intact is through the warp drive, which creates a bubble, basically, of energy around the creature and the soul and everything. And then you go through this basically wormhole, which is a little bit like a slinky, right? It's a little bit like a slinky. Open a hole in the fabric of reality, and then you get to the other side, right? That's the only way to keep the soul within a body. Anyway, so we have all these elements that are extremely important, but again, they're so fringe, and without releasing this technology, you will never be able to prove the existence of the soul. You'll never be able to prove how that famous MH370, whatever, that special plane was somehow dematerialized and appeared somewhere else. And again, it didn't dematerialize because, again, as I said before, this was not teletransportation. It was a case of the warp drive, where they took the plane, it went through this wormhole, and they brought it somewhere else. But anyway, when it comes to alien abductions, that was a really long-winded way to get to this point. When it comes to alien abductions, one of the issues is most people have the experience of they either go through the sleep paralysis thing, or they just get out of their body and they go somewhere else. For me, the thing is probably because I bumped my head too many times, it was different. I had all the effects of the sleep paralysis, so I couldn't move. I did get the vibration, you know, your body vibrates or whatever. It's a little bit like getting epilepsy. And then I saw these images. Again, for most people, they don't see images. For them, it's like it's like they're going to VR and they see the space with, you know, they call them gray aliens or whatever it is. And then they get experimented on. For me, I just saw it was like a flat almost like a flat surface, but sort of circular. And through there, I could see the faces, the usual grays that they talk about with the pointy chin and the huge head and the funny, like, elongated eyes, whatever. So that's what I saw. And what I'm trying to say here is it could be interdimensional beings. It could be whatever you want it to be. But what we know for sure is that a lot of people, and I think this is definitely the people that are getting like harassed on a constant basis and are seeing these gray whatever things, it's possibly not the real beings. And to me, I think that's definitely like a CIA or whatever, a UAP control group kind of experiment that they're running with us. Because if it wasn't, then, you know, if you have a perfectly functioning brain, then what you see is, it's like you go into VR and you see that and you think that you're there. But if your brain is probably damaged, which is probably what is my situation, I only get to see the broken thing. So I only get to see, like, on a flat surface, I will see, and it only happened once. So again, like, are we all experiencing some kind of weird, like, brain damage? The people with Havana syndrome? Possibly, I don't know. But what I'm trying to say here is, think of it this way, okay? People are saying, but what about, you know, I had scars on my body, or I had like red things. Yeah, I had one of those red things. It popped up somewhere around here, just above the boobal area. And imagine this scenario, right? If you take a looking glass or a magnifying glass and you get the sun points its rays at it and you put it at the right angle, right? You can burn things, right? So what would happen if you did that to a human? Well, at a certain point, it'd get really hot, and then they'd be like, ah, and then move out of the way. But what if you are having sleep paralysis? In that case, you would get burned and you wouldn't feel it. And that's why you can get those burns. So what I'm saying here is there's a good chance that they're using this technology where they can do this to our brains. They can send like some kind of frequency into us while we're sleeping and run all these weird things. And again, like people who say, well, I woke up and then I went to the doctor, I was missing a kidney. Well, as I said before, when you combine the knowledge of what we're saying here with the cattle mutilations, if you send the correct frequency into somebody, let's say for a kidney, if you get the frequency of the kidney and you run it through the human, you can make that kidney explode inside your body. It's almost like it's gone, without even having to extract it from you, from a person. So, you know, if I felt like there was a little burn mark, or maybe there was a cut that then healed very quickly. Again, all these things could just be technology, and we are being experimented on, which is why we really need this UAP thing to come out, because, as I said before, the taxpayers could be paying for this program, and we are lab rats, which is really bad. We don't want this. We need this knowledge out there right away, because, as I said before, if they're using these technologies on us, we need to know. If we're paying for this thing, we need to know.